And so I'd recommend to anyone listening, like, go get more revenue and figure the other shit after. Like, and bro, I really care about my reputation. You can't find one person in the whole world that can say like, I stole from them, or I fucked them over, or I took money, didn't give it back, or anything related to financial stuff. And so I really care about the delivery of my product and all this stuff. And that's why I did that. But I've realized you could do both at the same time. You could keep running acquisition and keep building operations, you know, simultaneously. And that's a much better business than like this, that, because it becomes exhausting.
Would you say it's fair that it's harder to run paid traffic and for it to convert with the same ROAS now than it was maybe 3-4 years ago?
Oh, no question. Yeah, of course. Everything's harder now, right? It's just a matter of supply and demand. The supply, here's how I look at it. If you think about it this way, like, how many hours do you think someone could spend on a phone, on social media daily?
4 hours, I think.
Let's say
average.
4, right? That's my number 2.
Yeah.
It's like 4 hours a day someone will spend on fuck all content, whether it's Netflix, whether it's YouTube, whether it's short form media. And obviously that number's probably less, but 4 is like, we're being very generous and aggressive to the bums who like don't have jobs, right? 4 hours. Those 4 hours are not changing. There's in the future, it's not like people are now going to have 6 hours to do a fuck all. It might be less than 4, right? As they grow up, they have more responsibilities. Like, that number is going to go down. But let's just say it stays the same. The amount of content being produced is increasing like this. It's actually like this.
With AI, it's going to go faster.
Yeah, it's like this. Yet we still have the same 4 hours a day to consume. So our costs as people who are trying to get people's attention is going to go up. Whether it's cost of we have to make more content to keep up, or whether it's cost of we have to run more ads, or whether the cost of the ads costs more because it's the same amount of time that people are spending, but the supply is 10x, 20x, and we still have the same amount. So if you think about it from like an odds standpoint, if people have 4 hours a day and supply 10x's, our value per minute is going to 10x of the content, which makes it 10x harder technically to get someone to view your content because there's 10x of supply, but there's the same exact amount of hours that people can watch every day. So it's only going to get harder and more expensive.
What's your plan then with bad marketing to mitigate that?
So bad stands for bold and disruptive, and that's why we kill it. So like, we try to make concepts and ads and things that stand out of the noise, which decrease our costs per view.
So you think the creative is the main driver people need to work on?
100%. I mean, that's the only...
my opinion on ads now, targeting them doesn't really, you just literally upload and hit it and you kind of...
Exactly. At this point, targeting is pretty broad on Facebook because like it can pull the transcript of the video, it can see who you're talking to, and as long as like the messaging is correct, it'll go after those people. But for us at bad, like for example, right now, dude, for fingers crossed that I can, make this ad happen. But like, I don't know if you know who Johnny Sins is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm hiring Johnny Sins right now for an ad because it's going to be the funniest fucking ad. It's for my recruiting company, but it's like the concept is like around him, like working so many jobs. And now he can work all these remote jobs instead. So like he goes from like a pizza delivery guy and a plumber and all this shit to like whatever, right? And this is like a fucking most famous porn star in the world. So like that's bold, that's disruptive, that's shit that's outside the box that people will watch and be like, fuck, that's hilarious, and it sticks with them, right? Out of the 400 pieces of content they watch that day, that might be the one they remember in a week. And so your goal is to create creatives that not only get reach and attention because you have strong hooks and stuff like that, but it's also to be memorable. Like, how can you be the most remembered guy in people's heads when they're on their feed, when they're on social media? Because that's what's going to make you money. It's literally who has the highest recall is a clear reflection of how much opportunity they have. It's just how much do people think about you.
One of the things you mentioned there is obviously in terms of the algorithm can obviously read transcripts of ads. Is there anything you specifically try and put within ads to improve the demographic in terms of who you're targeting to make sure the kind of messaging is on point?
Yeah. So the most important piece of the ad is the hook and the headline. So like, what is the hook in the video? Like, my hooks are all correlated to my target demographic. I could run an ad to broad targeting with no targeting and beat almost anyone from a targeting standpoint, no matter how specific they get, just because of the hook. So like, for example, whatever, if I'm targeting moms, right? It'd be like, does your kid XYZ, right? Or like, is your kid throwing tantrums, or is your kid having trouble sleeping, or are you tired of losing sleep as a mom at night, right? Like those are all keywords and hooks that are like so directly targeted to that person that if you are not a mom, you're just scrolling past that video, and the algorithm will quickly detect that, and they'll be like, okay, cool, moms with kids, that's who we're targeting. It's very clear. Let's target those people first. Okay, great. The click-through rate on moms with kids is 7%, and the click-through rate on everyone else is less than 1. Let's target moms with kids. You know what I mean? And over time, like, that algorithm is only training itself to be more accurate and more targeted the more quantity of conversions that I get on it, right? So then it becomes more trained on like, okay, everyone that's filling out this form is a mom with kids. This must be who we need to target because that's the cheapest cost. And it goes after them. So the hook and the headline, the actual written headline under the ad, the first sentence, those are the two most important things. If you can just like lock those in and have them like, you know, differentiate the pain point strong enough, etc., then I think that's all you really need.
And how often do you think people should be like changing creative? Because one of the things I heard is like you should be changing creative pretty much like every week and like consistently like kind of updating that all the time. Obviously, it's relevant to the amount of ads you're running and the spend. But
it's the amount. It's the spend is really the most important part. So I have accounts spending $100,000 a day right now, and we make new creative batches every 3 days. So that's every 300K. I also have a bad marketing ad that I've been running for 28 months. And I've probably put $1 million behind that single ad, and it still converts to this day. So I'm on the ad side. I'm a big believer in really strong offer, and banger ad beats quantity to a mid offer all day. Like I'm like, let's make one strong ad concept. So here's basically how I test it, just for concept of like speed. I'll be like, okay, cool. This is a really cool offer idea. Spin me up some graphics. I'll shoot a quick video talking about the offer with like a strong hook. Let's run the ads. Let's not build a landing page, nothing. Let's just run a lead form on Facebook. Let's run the ads there. Let's see how many people opt in and the quality of people that opt in. Within 1 day, $400 or $500 to spend, we know this is going to bang or it's not going to bang. Like we'll look and be like, dude, high quality leads, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's take this seriously. This offer is good. And then we'll spend the next week filming really good ads, making really good creatives, building a landing page, a funnel, form, blah, 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 blah. 5 days later, we rip the whole thing and we go all out, right? But like, I've learned like, don't just put that much effort into the first run because it could be a flop and no one cares for it and it's the wrong offer and you just had every single person like dedicate like hours to getting this done and it results you in nothing, right? So that's how I test. I just start, I think of an idea. Everyone on my team's like, okay, Eddie, we need like 3 weeks. I'm like, no, I need it. Like it's 2 p.m. By 6, I'm running these ads. So what can you get me on Canva? What can you get me blah, blah. I'll shoot a selfie video, overlay some text. Let's run this bitch right now, right? And then I test, I see the results and okay, I'm like, okay, this is hitting. Then I double down on it.
Now, if you enjoyed this clip and you're a coach, creator, or a business owner and you want help in terms of how to scale your business using ads, AI, content, marketing, a lot of things we talk about on the show, then hit the link at the top line of our description in the YouTube video. You can book on a call with us and walk through the whole process, audit your business, and show you where there's huge, huge opportunities for you to scale.